Yeah, well, that happened. Hello. Welcome, everybody. I'm on the wrong screen. Let's hit that one. All good. And now Pally should be here. Say hi, Pally.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so
Excellent.
much for having me on, Jenna.
Yes, welcome, welcome. So yeah, we've got our very cute little armored duck. I think that picture is
Goose.
goose. Sorry, apologies. Armored goose. With
No, it's
this
okay.
this little saber uh, to
Yeah,
represent Pally. But yes,
thank you.
welcome, welcome. And we're going to play multi. So it's on Alex's turn at the minute, so we can have a bit of a chat to start with. I think that worked out quite well the other day with Merg. Gave us a bit of breathing room to have a chat while still focusing on all the new Asia birds that we're all trying to learn and strategize with.
hmm
Oh, we got Swiftly here. Oh yeah, who else have we got? We've got Merg, Big Hype, and Determinator, and Alex, of course, and we've got Noel. Welcome, Noel. And we've got Swiftly. Swiftly's got a little crown too, crown number 3. I think that's some sort of
Ooh,
a top fans function. It must be new. And Determinator's on number 2. So
that's
the
very
Royal Court of Fans or something. I don't know.
that's very sweet. I like how they're like making the community feel so included, and also just giving them little decor like avatar extras.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's very cute. So big hype in the chat for Pally. Obviously, we had her feature in one of our Asia streams the other week, but we're glad to have her back again for a bit more of a in-depth chat. And yeah, the chat's just talking about the crowns. It's very cute. And hello, Kitty. Welcome, welcome. And sorry you missed out on the game. I posted in non-elo to try and find some players, and that was crickets for a bit. And then I posted elsewhere, and then like both places like popped off, and I was like, oh okay, now I've got lots of people wanting to
Never,
play.
yeah, never when you expect it to, right?
Yeah,
It's just always, oh my goodness.
but yeah, we've got
Okay.
Alex and we've got Beans as well in the game, so that'll be fun. And yeah, Pally, you must have your starting hand now, so go ahead and have a think about
Mm,
that before we start grilling you.
mm. Okay. I don't know if I should keep 4 birds, but I want to. Might live to regret it, but we'll see.
I can see you've got a
Okay.
crown, Beans. Yeah, you got a number 2. I don't know, understand this system, but I don't know. Yeah, YouTube must be giving out points or something, trying to do a bit of a Twitch thing. So it sounds like you've got a good starting hand there, Pally. So that's good.
Uh, I feel like my hand is not terrible, but also I have a terrible illness. It's called hubris. I have this, this hubris that keeps catching up with me. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, why not try this? And then inevitably, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that later on.
Very good, very good. My starting hand isn't the best. Wetland population monitor or oologist. I'm not too sure. I've got the rock pigeon. I'm
Mm,
not sure I'm super keen on that, to be honest. That's the all players lay an egg, you lay an additional egg. Um,
yeah, I prefer the one that like, what's the other pigeon that you? No, it's a dove. Sorry, the one that you send to another person's
oh yeah, yeah,
habitat.
the spotted dove. I thought that's what it was
hmm
at first glance, and then I got excited, and then I read it, and I was like, oh no, this sucks.
Oh,
This sucks.
oh, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
oh, I don't even know what I want. Might just go Swift and Dig, to be honest. A Blackneck Swift. Let's just do a
hmm
bit of digging. See what's what.
I picked an Asia bonus as well, by the way,
Oh yeah, what do
the
you got?
grassland ranger, and I was like,
Okay.
let's just see what we can do with this.
Yeah, yeah. Remember that the ties don't count for those, so it has to be in
Uh,
proper ascending or descending, as many people in the community are finding out and are annoyed about.
Yep.
But yes, hi Jay, welcome, welcome. Yeah, everyone's sort of yeah. It is Game of Thrones YouTube chat edition going on in chat's going off. Oh dear,
Crown farming instant
crown
payment. I love
farming.
that. Yeah, I relate to that.
Well, I
Who
think
doesn't?
Kitty is the mod present, so I think she has the power, whether she knows it
Oh
or
yeah.
not.
Oh yeah.
All right, what's going on here? Buy a weaver from Alex. Okay, pygmy goose from Beans, and just a hawk from Pally. Okay. I think I'm into that little ring plover, but it immediately stuffs up my wetland population monitor, which is a bit annoying. Um, um, well, I think the stilts are only play, so let's do it anyway. Oh, and we got the other one, the blue rock thrush. So that's fun. We've got to do that, right? Take the plover, the plover disseminator. Apologies.
I love your Australian accent. Never apologize for that.
Oh no, I was just plain old saying it wrong after I spent ages giving Jay crap about saying gala instead of galah the other day. It's a plover and not a plover. Yeah.
It's very very cute. I don't know how I feel about a lot of these birds that have like the very long legs, like the stilt.
Mm.
But I always wonder, like if their toes get cold because they are so long, their feet are so long. And
Mm.
then I remember that birds are different. Their body temperature is higher than humans, so it's like
Yeah.
I'm always trying to anthropomorphize them, maybe unintentionally.
I mean, yeah, I feel that. I feel that for sure. Um, Definitely when I'm painting my birds on my pottery, I anthropomorph. I can't even say it. It's too late. Anthropomorph. I swear I can say this, guys.
Yes, yes,
Anthropomorphize.
you got
Anthropomorphize.
it.
Got there.
There we go.
We got there.
I knew it. I knew it.
I do that to them pretty hard, and especially when I'm doing the eyes, because the eyes can get like quite sort of angry or sort of sad looking depending on just one little stroke of the brush.
Mm.
Oh hey Aqua, welcome. You've got a bit of work to do to crown farm to catch up with the new thing. It's just like, what is going on? Why do people have crowns? Do I want this Grandala?
That is truly the question. Do you have a favorite Asia bird so far?
Um, and my mind goes blank, and I can't think of a single damn one. I like my brain. There are a couple that I like, but it'll come to me. I'll let you know.
Sure. There's no
I
wrong
like
answers here.
the rosy starling. Yeah, the kind of new main duck one with the worm instead of the
Yeah.
wheat. Because you can do a lot with a good amount of worms generally.
Yeah? Oh, I'll say any garden could do with a good amount of friendly earthworms.
Yeah, we're rock thrashing, rock on. That's what's going on. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right. What's going on over here? So, Alex is doing bioweavering. Still, we're doing a bit of digging. Okay. And a bit of food gaining over there.
Yeah, I'm debating if
It's all happening.
yeah. I'm debating if I should go in the water or just stick to my original plan.
Hey, Grim.
Let's
Hello.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Got a good crowd. Everyone's psyched. Big hype.
I get to also enjoy the birds more. I have music off so I can have the chat with Jenna, so I can hear all the little songs very well.
Cute. Very cute. Yeah, let's do fish. Oh, I didn't get any nectar. That's rough. What a waste.
Oh, Swiftly has a question about the etymology of my name.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's a good question. So, I introduced myself a while back. I don't remember how long it's been that I've been on the Discord, and for the Wingspan tournaments Discord. And I, as a kid, did not know what a palindrome was. I thought it sounded fun. It was a fun name, fun, just screen name.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that my name was a palindrome because I thought it was a word backwards and forwards. It was not an actual palindrome, but it didn't. It did have a word.
Mm-hmm.
So May is, the month. I don't know, the you may do this, and then also yam. And I was like, May or yam. Either way, it's a word. It's a palindrome, and I
I
was
mean,
so excited.
it is.
This is me at second grade, like 2 years into the school system. I thought, oh, I knew. I was like, okay, I know this is gonna be my special screen name. This is gonna
Yeah.
be my exciting, like people can say, hey pal, what's up? And I'm like, I'm a palindrome, but no, I wasn't that special.
Oh,
Now, if only I had the name, I don't know, Hannah,
Hannah. Yeah.
with the H on
I feel
either
like
end.
everybody
That would
expected you to say it's because my name's Hannah, but obviously that's not the reason.
no, it was a
Or maybe it
misunderstanding.
is, and it's mind games.
Oh, but I was gonna say, like, it's a misunderstanding, but I feel like it has more. It feels more special that way. If it was just, oh, my name's Hannah.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
No, I like
this is
it.
kind of
I like
basic.
it. I would tell everyone what my favorite word is, but I can't because it's my current Gmail password. I mean, it's got a few like other things in it, but like it's probably not the world's most secure password, and it probably should be the most secure password in my arsenal of passwords, but it's not. But I do have a favorite word, and it does have a special place in my heart. So
Yes.
maybe I'll
I feel
change
like
my password one day, and then I'll tell people.
Totally. But my question is like, do we mean when you say your favorite word, it's not your favorite palindrome, it's just your favorite word?
No, just my favorite word. Yeah,
Gotcha,
just a word
gotcha.
that like sounds nice in my brain, like just scratches
Sure.
that special spot. Change
Oh,
it tomorrow. Honestly,
totally get
yeah,
that.
fair. Okay, I won't tell you and then change it.
Yeah, yeah.
hmm.
Peach is right, but I don't know.
Oh,
I feel
Peach
like
is here.
if
Hey,
it,
Peach.
yeah.
I mean, I could have. Yeah, that's true. I could have gone about it that way, but that's okay. I'll be mysterious about it. Jenna's password is one of Deb's past nicknames.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one. Alex is on the money there
Yeah.
because it's ever more creative, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna try to change my screen name ever at this point. Like,
Yeah.
I can't beat it. I can't get there.
Mm-hmm. No, I love it. And people may notice that the tagline on the bottom of the screen, you've got two bird-related palindromes phrases. So we've got, for Pally's benefit, who probably isn't looking at the stream, we've got Do Geese See God? And we've got Mr. Owl Ate My Metal Worm.
Oh, I know that one.
You know that one? Yeah.
Do geese see God? I had not heard that one, but that's very good.
Do you see God? There you go. Learn something new every day.
Thank you. That's lovely.
I did a frantic Google before because I set up quite late in the process, and I was like, oh, I clearly need a palindrome. Quick, find one. And then I found two, and I was like, yeah, that works.
No, I love that. I feel like palindromes are a good puzzle. It kind of reminds me of people who are fans of palindromes, like I think word puzzles. Similar to people who like Da Vinci's Diary or whatever. Like Leonardo da Vinci had mirror writing. I feel like there's like some kind of a Venn diagram of word puzzle fans and bird fans, and there's some kind of an overlap there.
I like words and word puzzles, but I just don't really have the right kind of brain for it, like Ben does. And so there'll be like a word scramble, and he'll just like go, yep, that's that word, and it'll be like a 10-letter word or something, and I'll be like, how did you even do that? But yeah, like anagrams and things like that. No, my brain just shuts down. I wish I had the brain for that, but I don't. I am quite good
Maybe
at
one
things
day.
like Wordle. Yeah, it's just like more like the
Mm-hmm.
anagram ones where things are scrambled. Like I can't like visualize other
Mm-hmm.
formations of the letters.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, things like Wordle I'm quite good at. And Ben and I have been doing one similar called Betweenal lately, where it goes through the
Oh,
dictionary and you're trying to guess where the word is in the dictionary, and it tells you like a number plus or minus depending on like how far you are from A and Z. So it's a different one.
I could never genograms. I could never. That sounds awesome. Betweenal.
Betweenal, yeah.
I I have to check that one out actually because I like connections, like excuse me, like Peach mentioned, I like connections, I like Wordle, but I need to check out some more puzzle ones. I think one that I enjoyed was something that my partner is really good at, but again, I'm not very
Mm-hmm.
good at. It's a, a Wikipedia article history uh, timeline game. So it's like you're creating a timeline of historical figures, and it's all called from Wikipedia, but you just get exclusively like a picture from the Wikipedia entry, and then like a title for whatever that figure is or the event, and you have to put them on a timeline continuously, and you don't win per se, but you get like a streak. So whoever can get the longest streak, my longest has been like 4, and my
That's
partner has gotten
interesting.
to 17.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That sounds fun. Does it have a name?
mhm.
What's it called?
Yeah, um, I'm trying to remember
I'll
off the
let you
top of my
think. That's
head.
right. See if
It's
it
like
comes to you.
I have to look it up, and I can put it in the chat with us later.
Mm-hmm.
I will look it up later after I take my turn. One
Yeah,
second.
no dramas. All good.
But I love that kind of stuff. That's
Mm.
like my kind of weakness.
Well, yeah, we established during the stream with Giraffe that I do like word and like word origins and etymology type things, and I've been known to read a book about the history and formation and development of like the Oxford English Dictionary and stuff like that. So
Mm.
I can be a real word nerd. So I get it.
I love that. I love my fellow word nerds. It makes me very happy.
Nice. All right. Well, I got my blue rock thrush back, so I hope everybody enjoyed their 3 cards. What do I want? I mean, there's nice birds in the tray, but again, I'll just wreck my bonus card. It's very, very irritating. Hmm. Hmm. Actually, that sounds right. Yeah, Tolkien was big into his word history and languages and things. Party rock, blue rock.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, what's my plan here? What is my plan? I think we've got a draw. We'll keep the rock thrush popping off.
We're still going the like ring around the rosy with the rock thrush.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing. I mean, I'll keep putting it in Alex's grass because I feel like he just doesn't really want to lay eggs. Ooh, big blue. Hello, friend. We've got the big boy.
Oh, Peach is asking if either of us have taken linguistics classes. Um, no.
No, I would have liked to actually, but I developed an
Mm,
interest in that sort of stuff during my post grad degree, so it was a little bit late by that stage. I would have liked to
mm,
have taken more varied classes in my undergrad, but I was really just into English literature and history at that stage.
mm.
When I was a kid, like this is like big nerd time. Like I kind of wanted to learn Latin just to be like one of these people who knew how to speak Latin. That appealed to me.
Uh, yeah. I feel like there's a lot of it's a lot of kind of what I, at least what I've heard, because I don't speak Latin, obviously, but what I've heard is there's a lot of misunderstanding among people that like Latin poetry, or a lot of like poetry that you'd see like in the classics, is very like very elegant, very refined. No, they're cussing all the time. It's just that the translators, who are like the gatekeepers of like the classics, had a huge stick up their butts, and were very careful to remove any and all mentions of fornication or anything else. So they were like, nope, no one can know that the Romans, the Greeks, were very dirty in their poetry.
Yes. That checks out for sure.
Yeah, so I feel like if you know Latin, you can like make your own conclusions about like all the kind of famous epics and all the poems and all the writings that are so held up in a lot of Western literary circles.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think it appealed to me mostly for then to be able to see the like Latin roots within English, like to identify that easily. So yeah, just more from kind of the perspective of understanding my own language better, I suppose. Yeah. It always kind of appealed to me, but never came to fruition. But I guess it's never too late if I ever got the urge. New hyperfixation. Probably not.
I mean, absolutely. There's opportunity out there for you to kind of get a new lease on, linguistics. I don't know that I have it in me. after all the of course I should have known. I should have known.
I always wanted to speak.
Sorry, this is about the game. Someone gave me the Rockstar back, and I'm like, I should have known it's a boomerang. It's coming back around.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's getting a good workout. I was just going to say on the language front. I took a bit of French in high school, and I really wanted to be like, it appealed to me to try and be fluent in French, but I never used it enough to get good enough. But nowadays, I think if I ever felt the urge to really properly learn a language, I think German's a really cool language. I think that would really, I mean, I think it's quite sort of difficult, but yeah, I think I'd get into German if I had the choice. Oh,
I totally
no. I knew Beans is going to have something to say about that. It's not difficult, or it's not a good language to learn.
Oh wow!
No, Jenna, no.
Too many
feelings.
Compound words.
Strong
Beans,
feelings.
is that what it is?
Yeah.
Too many compound words.
Big feelings from Beans. I love it. What do I want to do? I think I want to do the great. Wait, I don't have the right food for that. It's gonna have to be the woodpecker then. It's just air. Learn Dutch. Okay, yeah, I could go for Dutch.
Dutch. Okay. I just know that a lot of the debate between people in Belgium is between whether like they speak Dutch, French, or like a unique accented version. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that's what I've heard, because I had a friend who was Belgian, and he was like, yes, in some parts of the country, like people won't talk to you if you speak a certain dialect, because they're like, we can't be associated. It's like the Romeo and Juliet kind of like family feuds. I don't know.
Well, it's like when I was in my late teens and early 20s, I was dating a guy. A guy's Danish, and he said that the way that he speaks Danish is actually kind of like the southern drawl, like really like regional kind of version of it. So if I was going to try and learn Danish, to try not to listen to him and his family. And I was just like, I just don't even think I could get anywhere with Danish. My throat couldn't get around most of the vowel sounds.
Beans, you have to tell us why you think that anything is better than German. I'm so curious.
I didn't expect that from Beans, to be honest. I thought she'd be like, hell yeah, learn German.
Yeah. but also to your point, Jenna,
Mm.
about the Danish. Yeah, all I've heard, funnily enough, is people that know Danish, uh, they don't count the same way that people who speak like, on the surface similar languages, like maybe Swedish. Like they don't, they use a completely different counting system that confuses other Nordic language speakers. Because
Oh,
from
that's
what I heard,
interesting.
they're mutually intelligible. Yeah, but
Mm.
no, they use it like they use like a counting system that's like the something the 70th. Oh my God, somebody has to look this up because that now I I'm trying to explain it, but it's like the counting system is totally off base. It's like it's confusing, and I would never be able to learn Danish for that reason.
I was
Enough.
gonna
I have
say it can't be
struggled
any worse
with
than
math.
French trying to say the number 80, right? Because that's just
Yeah,
ridiculous. But yeah, I never picked that up. That kind of tidbit about Danish as a language.
yeah. I struggle with math, with English language math, and like trying to figure out a different counting system in a different language. I feel like I would just start crying if I ever went
Yeah,
to the shops. I would just start crying
just
and
break your
leave.
brain.
Uh,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, essentially.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
I have way too many predator birds, and the question I have to myself is, why don't I ever get the predator, falconer
bonus
bonus?
card. Yeah.
That's my question, honestly. Uh, would have been awesome. It's too late now, but would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, you got a nice setup. Oh, you've blocked in the rock thrush. That's unsportsmanlike. We were
I
sharing.
needed. I told everyone I had grassland ranger. How? In what world?
We'll put that down
Okay.
to Beans. Beans shouldn't have put the rock thrush in the grassland.
Yeah,
We
I wasn't
blame
gonna be able to lay
Beans.
eggs
Blame
again.
Beans.
Yeah. Ah. And I was a grassland analyst. Now I can't play a lot of the birds I'd like to play, so I'm just stuck. I'm like, okay,
Right.
we'll do our best.
Ooh, yay nectar. That's what we want. All right. Are we just gonna like play birds and take lots of food? That might be what we're doing.
I think that's what everyone's doing right now, in the best way.
Very good. Very good. All right. Well, now that we've sort of settled in, I think my brain power isn't gonna go the distance to do more than one game tonight. So let's sort of start having a chat about what you wanted to talk about, which is wildlife conservation. And I believe you have you didn't, to be honest, give me a lot of time to look some stuff up. So I'm sort of winging it in terms of asking you questions about it. But do you want to
Sure.
explain, I suppose, broadly your interest in it and some of the organisations that you like to follow and support?
Sure. I didn't, yeah, I didn't expect to like discuss it in the sense that, like what nitty gritty conservation, tactics I approve of
Oh no,
versus
there's no
others.
pressure to do
But just,
anything. But yeah, if you
yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
tell us
But
why you're passionate about it, for sure.
yeah, more broadly, I like my guess my passion is just that people, I guess, don't think about how conservation is dictated. Like they don't know, and nobody really learns just broadly growing up. Like, oh, this is the reason that this animal is considered endangered, or
Yeah.
this is the reason that this area is a protected area in our country versus a different part of the world. So there's a lot of like a lot of people that are very very passionate about their local wildlife. There's a lot of people that are very big on recycling, on keeping up with the best practices, like not littering and like encouraging people not to smoke or that kind of stuff, right? And I feel like it all comes together and it fits under the bigger umbrella of conservation.
Hmm.
And if people are able to discuss conservation as like the, I guess, nexus or like the main artery through all of the different like um, uh, environmentalism, like supporting local businesses, supporting the local wildlife, all of that fits under that conservation umbrella. And I think that people would be more excited to contribute if they knew about that, like if they knew that there was such like a broader effort. Unfortunately, I feel like it's kind of stuck behind the academic and like the very kind of like ivory tower communities, because there's not that oftentimes to this day, not that often, like a conservation kind of like social media push or conservation community outreach. But that's changing, like with you know, like things like science educators, science communicators, with the extent of the internet, and a lot more of the like the more of the ways to quantify conservation and like kind of study animals are endangered in one part of the world but not another, and understand flyways for birds specifically, like where birds migrate and why they choose to maybe with satellite tracking, for example, like to see where the birds are congregating in some breeding seasons and not in other places that they used to be, and like see like over time what those changes are. It's a lot more straightforward these days to be able to see those big global like changes that are sometimes just based on like a bad, you know, a bad shrimp harvest in one part of the world that just has this like domino effect across entire migration pattern for things like flamingos, for example.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I suppose what I sort of have from kind of experience as an Australian is that often that things come to the forefront sort of on the tail of a natural disaster, like, you know, the really bad bushfires from when was that, like about 10 years ago now, the ones that made those really big headlines all around the world, this massive fire sort of up and down the east coast, and you know, it was all about, you know, the koalas and all the, you know, the possums and the birds, and, you know, they're all like unfortunately getting
roasted.
Killed. Well, unfortunately, yeah. And I mean, there was obviously a big human impact as well, but there was quite a lot of focus on the wildlife and the loss of habitat and how that was going to affect things. Although bushfire is a natural thing in Australia that does have its sort of cycle, I suppose, in the environment, that it has a function, I suppose. I don't know a lot about it, but I sort of know that it does a lot in terms of renewing habitat in its way, but it is a very sort of brutal kind of damaging force as well. But this sort of world headline making sort of event with the massive bushfire,
that's how it gets in the news.
Yeah, it really got a lot of focus, and there was a lot of conservation sort of pushes around there, but it was more towards like, this has happened and therefore we must act, and there wasn't necessarily...
It's reactive.
Yeah, reactive, that's a good word for it. So you don't see... I mean, obviously the algorithm, if you're interested in that kind of thing, it will push that to you, but you don't sort of see, if you don't seek it out and get the algorithm kind of interested in that for you, then it's difficult to have the visibility on things like that, because it's not so sort of capitalism driven, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, you asked me sort of what conservation, kind of wildlife conservation organizations I sort of knew about or supported in Australia, and I sort of didn't really know any, which was a bit embarrassing, like, and that's like sort of fine, like I have my own sort of other causes that I sort of support, but it kind of gave me that awareness to, oh, you know, I probably should look a bit more into that, and because it is something that I kind of broadly care about, and it should kind of in my brain, in my kind of cycle awareness of charitable giving, kind of be sort of within my awareness, I suppose. So Pally provided some links to some organisations she thought were interesting, and I added one too to the links in the stream description. So if anybody's interested, there's some good reading there, and I'll definitely be doing some reading afterwards and perhaps over the weekend.
I'm really happy to hear that. That was part of like my selfish reason to bring up this specific topic, was because, look, if there's an audience, why not share with them? You know, like it's something that would make everybody feel kind of included, because everybody can do something with conservation, even just like knowing how conservation impacts your favorite bird,
Yeah.
your favorite part of like nature in your local area, that would make huge leaps and bounds of people knowing, hey, I can actually be involved, even if I'm not involved like with this specific scientific study into this wetland that's in my neighborhood. I can be involved by financially supporting them, by telling people in my area, hey, this part of like the wetland is really sensitive um, to gas exhaust, for example,
Yeah.
or fuel exhaust.
Sure.
Try biking there instead of driving there,
Mm.
whatever it might be. So it's like small, but it's big at the same time. It's like your small impact has so much more of a influence broadly. Also, like you're speaking of capitalism, yeah, it's not everyone's personal responsibility to conserve the world. It's just like if everybody knew that they are involved in conservation just by by being in the area they live in.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think that they're personally responsible for what a giant corporation is doing to damage
Yeah.
the
It's almost a
natural
do no
resources
harm
in their
type
area.
of thing as well, and to sort of be a responsible sort of consumer within society, I guess, which is always something to think about, I think. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna sort of change tack a little bit, trying to think about how it was kind of framed and taught to me as a kid. And I think I mentioned on some previous stream, I don't really remember which, that I remember some school projects when I was a kid that we were taught about feral animals and the impacts of I mean, it's all, a lot of it's human intervention, isn't it? Creating the problems, but in terms of introducing species, and that's a real focus on the Australian side of things, because there's a real obvious kind of line between things that were here before and things that were introduced, you know, in the last couple of hundred years by
very
migrants.
enthusiastic.
Yeah. with sometimes really disastrous results on the environment. So yeah, it was an interesting way that it was made kind of aware to me, the damage that sort of introduced species can do ecologically to kind of existing habitats for indigenous animals. So yeah, and foxes was my subject, so I learned a lot about foxes, and that they're really pretty, but they're also like really damaging to the wildlife.
They're really, they're very they're very good hunters. And I feel like it's kind of funny to say that, because people, introduced a wide variety of animals to the Australian native ecosystem, and that ranges from dogs, cats, sheep, horses, camels have run amok.
Yeah,
Camels have
really
run amok in Australia.
Yeah, really bad.
And wild, pigs become feral pigs, obviously.
Carp in the river.
And then foxes.
Yeah. Carp are a big one as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So the list kind of is ever expanding. My point for saying that is just that people would not realize how big of an influence this seemingly insignificant amount of like animal introduction has. But it's not like any individual was responsible. It's more like there was a interest among the elites in Australia, for example, to hunt foxes. So they just brought some foxes over, and they said, "Oh, what could be the harm? I just want to hunt some foxes for fun on my weekends. Just let them loose. Surely it's nothing big." But that's my point, is that if people are aware that could be an issue, then maybe they would consider that, if somebody in their community says, "Hey, we don't want to introduce non-native species to our forests. Like, we don't want people planting in their gardens, for example. We don't want them planting non-native species."
Yeah.
Then they won't just think, "Oh, somebody's trying to tell me what I can and can't plant." There's a reason for that, because there's so many plants that would just kill every native, flower in their area, because it's a very, very, very sensitive. Shout out to nutrition.
I mean, that's really interesting, because what was I going to say? Plants is a whole other kettle of fish, because for example, my my dad, when I was setting up my garden, offered me some shrubbery that's quite
Mm.
popular around his area, but it is an introduced species, and it turns out it's actually on the banned list for like transporting. Like it's actually like
Oh.
if you get caught transporting this plant to other places, then that is like
Uh-huh.
a bad thing, and you will be like fined heavily and etc. They're called gazanias, I think. I think they're an African flowering shrub.
Uh-huh.
Gazania. But they're
And they're
like these like
so
daffodilly, like really bright kind of daffodilly looking, daisy kind of, yeah, looking. They're really beautiful, but they're really
hmm
problematic. And those, and also prickly pears. Prickly pears are the same. Like you can't transport them. You can't you can't put them in your garden. You're not allowed to because they're so invasive. So yeah, plants are a whole
mm.
other thing that people don't have the awareness about. Um, but there
Yeah,
must
I'm
be
sure your
so
dad
many
meant well.
others.
He's like,
Yeah.
this is a pretty bird. I want, sorry, pretty bird. Oh my God.
Freudian
It's
slip.
a pretty shrub that I
Mm.
would love for you to enjoy and attract some nice birds, etc. I think, to your point, it's a very similar kind of thing where it's on social media, especially people are like, oh, I want to feed my local birds, for example. Like
Yeah.
they want to put up a bird feeder, or they want to put up a hummingbird feeder, just like those nectar, like, you've seen them, like the plastic red feeders that have like the little flower decals. And then, yeah, that's like attracting to hummingbirds, and they will eat the sugar water in there. Um, there's a huge issue with that for multiple reasons. First of all, you could do the hummingbird so much better by just planting like native nectar producing flowers.
Yeah.
Um, but the reason I say this is because a lot of people are busy and they
Mm.
don't know that if they leave the nectar especially in the summertime, in the feeder, the nectar can go off and can actually kill the hummingbirds because
Mm.
it's full of like bacteria.
Okay.
People don't know that. Like I would
Yeah.
not assume that somebody meant badly by the poor
It's
hummingbirds,
like
but
people
that's
feeding
the
ducks
result.
bread at the pond. You know, it's not what you should be doing. But it's so like
Yeah,
deeply ingrained that that's fine and that's helpful. Yeah, it's hard.
yeah,
It's a public awareness thing that needs to be. There's so much misinformation out there. Um,
yeah. And I don't blame people for not knowing. Obviously, what I'm trying to get across is that um, talking to people about this, it should come from a place of, hey, did you know
yeah,
that
for
if
sure.
you have a hummingbird feeder, you could possibly hurt the hummingbirds if you don't wash it every single day during the summer with boiled water and refill it.
Mm,
If you're too busy for that, I suggest planting some, you know, flowers that produce nectar and not putting the hummingbird feeder out there. That way you can do the hummingbirds a solid and yourself a solid. But that's like something that I think is an important conversation to have, but also something that is not possible to have with people if you're starting from a place of like,
yeah, judgment.
you,
Yeah,
yeah, you shouldn't kill those hummingbirds. How could you? How could
yeah,
you not know that? You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's important. And just sort of public perception and fighting kind of stereotypes and things as well. Like I'm thinking back to the I don't know if many people saw, but there was a children's board book that I found in a shop about the ibis, the Australian ibis,
Mm,
being in the bin chicken,
mm,
and it was a cute little book. But I mean, I think they meant well with the messaging, and I don't think there was
mm.
actually anything wrong with the messaging itself. But I do know that, and breaking my own stream rule to talk about somebody, but Grains kind of pointed out that the ibis, calling it a bin chicken, like it's fun, and it is quite iconic in the way that it has sort of survived and adapted to the cities and to sort of be a scavenger and etc. But there is a real kind of problematic core to that, in that it has happened due to habitat loss, and it's a sort of man-made problem that isn't the bird's fault. And and there's
Yeah.
sort of a different side to that having a laugh about them being bin chickens is sort of a little bit mean to the bird, but
Yeah, callous to the situation.
yeah, a
They're
little bit,
facing.
yeah. So yeah, there's sort of it sort of sparked something in me about that, and now I see them out and about, and I think, oh, look at them. They are actually like good birds. Whereas before I was sort of like, remember that time a bin chicken stole my takeaway from my hand in the middle of Brisbane.
And then you felt like, how dare you? You're
I've
talking
been
to that bin
personally
chicken like
victimized by an Australian ibis.
we need to have an Australian. Yes, we need to have an Australian Ibis Victims Association and give them a good talking to. Like,
exactly.
why? I think that there's a lot of people that are, and I've heard this from multiple people, including one of the admins over on the tournament tournament Discord, Scared of Birds, who was saying that her fear of birds comes from like being harassed by seagulls as a kid. And then I also heard from multiple people in my personal life that they've been harassed by like probably ring-billed gulls or other kinds of water birds.
Oh yeah, black swan once got right up in my face, and I'm afraid of those things. Like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like there's like this thing where you can appreciate birds from afar. You can even be into conservation, but still be afraid of birds. It's like that they're not mutually exclusive. I'm not trying to exclude anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. No, I feel that. Yeah, black swans, man, they're real scary. Take it from
they're
me.
aggressive.
They can be, for sure. You've been to the Galapagos, Michael? I'm so jealous. That would have been amazing.
Wow.
So good. Super jealous.
Yeah. I'm very glad that was the case. Galapagos is home to so many interesting species. Isn't that where Darwin was discovered or not discovered, but like understood the process of evolution? It was through just going to different islands along the Galapagos and seeing the different types of finches that were all somewhat similar but varied based on their diet in that specific island chain.
Yeah, super interesting. About the sort of realizations, that sort of led to what we now know, I suppose, which is always ever evolving science-wise about the wildlife and how they're all interconnected and rely on each other and how they all came to be where they're currently at. But casual brag there from Michael. Got some photos to show us, bud?
Oh, are the blue-footed boobies in the Galapagos? I don't remember.
Iguanas is what I most strongly associate with the Galapagos. But there must be like really, really beautiful, diverse wildlife there from the sense that I get.
And they have the tortoises. Those tortoises that live for over like almost 200 years or more. I don't know. I am jealous as well. Beans, I agree. I wish that I had been able to travel more to like places like New Zealand, because when I was younger, I was actually in Australia for 2 years, but I never got to go to New Zealand or to Tasmania or to just explore.
I mean, I haven't been to New Zealand or Tasmania, so I can't talk.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. See, this is our FOMO hour. We get to complain about all the birds that we could have, would have, should have seen.
I think we are going to do New Zealand next year though, so that'll be good.
Absolutely, yeah. And I guess it's like a lot more feasible to go places that you're nearby.
Oh yeah.
Like geographically. But I feel like if you're in the US, for example, it's any trip to Australia, even New Zealand, is like a huge trip.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, New Zealand's a domestic flight for Australians, so I really have no excuse to have not been there already. And I love the Lord of the Rings, so it's shocking that I've never been, honestly.
Oh wow! But now you have something to put on your like bucket list of like I get to see the kakapo in its natural habitat.
No, I definitely have more wildlife oriented goals for my New Zealand tourism than I did a couple of years ago. So yeah, for sure.
I see the chat are very excited about boobies, and I'm like, yes, they have the best blue feet, and they have the best dances. The reason their feet are so relevant to their name, I guess, is because their little feet are how they show that they're sexually like compatible, not compatible, sorry, but that they're good mates to choose.
Yeah.
That they're good partners for like raising chicks, because they have this pigment that gets brighter in their feet the more that they eat specific kinds of like anchovies or specific kinds of like local fish that have that pigment as well. So that's what tells their potential mating partners that they're good hunters and good
cool.
providers.
And there are red-footed ones as well. I learned recently. They're very cool too.
Oh,
Red's my favorite color.
I didn't know.
Yeah, no, there's like pretty much the same thing, but with red feet instead of blue feet.
See, this is why I come on the stream, because this is the kind of like nerdy talk that I want to have.
Must look it up.
Please,
Shut off. Let's have a
yeah.
look. Hang on.
Let me look up the thing I promised earlier.
Looks fine to me. Oh, hey, Giraffe. Welcome. Yeah, I don't know why you lost the stream, Grim and Zarapov. Everything looks okie dokie from the stats I'm looking at on OBS.
I shared in the chat on the Discord for Wingspan Tournaments the Wiki Trivia, which is that timeline Wikipedia game that I mentioned earlier.
Oh yes, nice. I'll have a look at that later.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's a good one. Let me see because I've been debating what I should do next, and we're just gonna go ham. We're just gonna go ham now.
Oh, I haven't really been looking at other people's boards. Sorry everyone. Let's have a look. So we've got Beans doing 2E things, so copying Pally. Oh yeah, that great spotted woodpecker is quite cool. He's good points. Yeah, the adjutant, so that's copying your bonus card.
Sure. I hope that you don't have any good luck with my bonus cards. Because I am so frustrated that I got some of them later in the game. Oh no, yeah. I got some of them later in the game, and I could not have planned for them, so my situation's not ideal. My board is not ideal for some of my bonuses, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I can hope.
What am I trying to do over here? Oh, where are the worms? Oh, that's right, the Great Tit's going to reset, and I'm still only going to get one worm. That's fine.
Does Beans have the TUI? Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure what she's been copying. Presumably getting more food? Not sure.
TUI is copy brown power the next player, yeah. So it would either be, for me, the great spotted woodpecker or the red shoulder hawk.
Or the hawk,
we'll see. Yeah. Now I'm debating with myself. Oh my goodness. Because I did do 2 pabs, so I'm like, I have to really, like, this is a game where I have to really count my every damn food that I get. Like, I have to count everything super carefully, and I don't know if I was paying attention closely enough.
Oh yeah, because you've got
two
teal pabs to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bit of free food flying around from
Nightingale.
I don't know where it came from. Nightingale. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a good wetlands going on over there. From Alex.
And Beans might have a Behaviorist, so we'll see.
I'm a bit egg poor, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in. I feel it.
That's okay. Standard 4-player, yeah, Scott. We're just doing a multi. It gives quite good breathing room between turns for me to chat properly with my guest. I found, because of Asia being a bit extra focus required with the new birds. Though I think we're all kind of picking it up quite sort of quickly, it being kind of week 3 now of the release. We're getting there.
It's hard to imagine that it was just like 3 weeks ago that this was dropped. And I guess if you had more of a chance to play with the beta or like the open beta,
Yeah,
maybe
I th-
people have an advantage there.
I think the familiarity with the birds is getting there kind of across the board throughout the sort of server, but I think the
Mm.
big brain strats are still sort of percolating.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I see what you mean there. Yeah.
Mm,
Oh, oh, thank you
percolating.
for the worm. That's very, very kind, Alex. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'll take big blue magpie. I'll take all the food I can get. Thank you and good night.
Yeah, I love the magpie that you have. That's a good guy. Okay.
He's a good boy.
Well, I've gotten really lucky with these rolls. I'm quite grateful. Okey-doke. All right.
Big bluey indeed. I'm not sure he's going to be game winning, but I'm just a little bit too egg poor, unfortunately.
Yeah. We'll see if my luck holds with the caching that I'm able to do with the rhinoceros auklet.
Actually, should I do that? No, I should just draw, right? Let's do that instead. Um, do I want the pigeon? I think I might want the pigeon. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Interesting. Okay.
I also forget that the greater adjutant is that you don't get to choose whose bonus cards you're copying.
No.
You just get the person next. Okay.
Yeah, and the other one, the Indian vulture, is the other way around, so it's the
Right.
opposite direction. Yeah.
Yeah, like the tui and the lyrebird. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget that it's not copying like your opponent's score on the bonus card, it's copying the bonus card to apply to your own board, so I get that a bit
Mm.
haywire in my brain.
Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, I I have very little options to get the points that I would like with my bonuses, but we'll see. Um, I'm doing my best with the Grassland Ranger. That's the one I'm focusing on.
Nice.
Yeah, Beans was wanting the pigeon. Had her eye on it.
Yeah, I think.
But it perfect for her behaviorist, right?
Yep, I nicked it. Sucked in. um, what was I going to say? Yeah, I think I can get 5 off of this wetland population monitor if I put the house crow down there.
Mm-hmm. I,
So
I
that'll
love
be good.
so. You go ahead.
Yeah, I think I've got a plan. I think it's going to be play some birds and then take food for the rest of the game.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good plan. I respect it. My thinking is just that if if we have to play duet, if we keep having to exclusively play duet Asia bird edition on the normal like wingspan like random duet like uh, player matching online version.
Mm-hmm.
The only viable option that I've seen is just like getting the house crow, getting the Sri Lankan magpie, and just spamming
Take food, yeah.
food caches the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Nectar really, like the Nectar board, the Oceania board, really changes the gameplay mechanics, and then being trapped in that like base game board and having those Asia birds, like the food caching is the way to go. I could be wrong, but that's been my experience.
Yeah, it has. I think it's boosted the forest with how cache heavy it is. I mean, some of that caching is predators, but there's a lot of things you can do with food additionally in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my call, I guess.
Yep. I think that the challenge for me has just been trying to figure out how uh, how to do the gameplay. Yeah, Alex is saying like you have to have a lot of birds down to be able to cache a bunch. Yeah. Um, yeah, exactly. But I just saved the Shrunken Blue Magpie um, for the end of the game.
Jackpot. I just got 4 worms off my woodpecker. Hell yeah.
What? That's amazing.
Thank you,
Okay.
buddy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because
And
essentially it turns your forest engine into the way that eggs, like grassland engines, work on baseboards, right? Like every resource that you take is a point, as long as you've got the birds to cache the food on. So it definitely boosts the points value of your forest engine like way up. It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very grateful that that I've been beaten by much more experienced players in Duet enough times to just see like what are they doing, and I just go ahead and copy that.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't quite played enough Duet to get my head around it yet. I tend to do some silly stuff on the board, get distracted. There's too many options, too many things to think about. But I'll get there.
What I was going to say is that you're doing a pretty optimal Duet game right now with your both you're winning in the nectar race, and you got like some birds on the board to get all those caches down. I can't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean my points are a little low. I'm only on 58, but I'm about to get like 11 caches, so I mean I won't sniff at that.
Right?
Because the Sri Lanka Blue Magpie, you cache on each of your other birds, and the house crow I think caches on itself as well, so I should get 11.
Yeah, it does.
It's not bad. And I've got this storm petrel to pop down for an extra 2 points off my bonus card later, and some extra caches, I guess, and a crested pigeon in the back pocket.
I love the crested pigeon in the back pocket. I respect that. Okay, let's see if my tab plans pan out. We'll find out soon.
All right, let's do some caching. Cool. And the crow. Should save a couple of worms. Don't need the rat though. Save the wheat for the pigeon. Oh man, didn't get any in around points. Alright. Food, I think. That's what's happening.
That's my debate too. Ooh, someone's got the Oriole down. Okay. I feel like your board and Alex's board are very similar, interestingly enough.
No, do I want that? Yeah, no, it's fine. Ooh, alright. Thank Yoda. Sobe. Yeah, we got some big point birds going down for beans. What's this Taylor bird looking like? Probably gonna be the 5 cavities at the moment, or maybe a platform's going down in the grasslands to link up the platform nests. That would be my bet, I would say.
Maybe. I'm wondering, yeah. I guess that's why she wanted that pigeon so badly.
Ooh, yeah, probably. Sucked in beans.
Let's see. Yeah, this is a struggle. I have Pab, right? And then the end of round, the EOR is on played birds. And then on top of all of that, it's like Yeah, I have only 3 spots left, so it's like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, I don't think it's your end of round. I don't think it's really mine
Yeah,
either. It's probably Beans's to take, I think.
yeah, we'll see.
There's still a bit of crown pushing and shoving. Top fan crowns in the chat.
Do the crowns switch around
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
live? Okay.
Oh, if I click on, I've got a top fans thing. I don't know if you guys can see it in the chat, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's ranking you all from like 1 to 11.
Oh, why 1 to 11 specifically?
I think because there are 11 concurrent viewers, so it's just ranking the people who are here.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It must be
That
a new
makes sense.
feature because I've never seen it before.
Same.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh, well, someone gave me a cassowary, which they should not have done, but I'll take it. You know, I'm not too good for the cassowary.
Good stuff. Oh, Whooping Crane, that's a nice one. Oh, hey Deb. Welcome, welcome. Do I want to play this Hermit Thrush? Don't think I do. Alright, what's going on with Nectar? I'm winning by 2. Beans is out of it. Alex is out of it. Pally, how much space have you got in your wetlands? And you filled it as well. Okay, so I've won the wetlands, pretty much. So that's good. Forest, I'm a bit tight. You've got lots of space. Okay. See, I need eggs. Eggs is the problem. Drawing cards is 0 point. Well, I mean, it's 1 point because I get an egg.
Yeah.
I mean, if I play the Storm Petrel, that gets me an extra 2 caches too. So that's... I have to lay eggs to get it down. I've got plenty of food. But it's like a 8... It's an 8-point bird. Yeah, I think we got to do it. I mean, is the nectar in the grass gonna? Oh, the nectar in the grass might matter. Look at that. All right.
I know. I was like silently like, please don't look at the grasslands. Don't look at nobody look at the grasslands. 2 people's boards are bereft of grassland birds.
Yeah, just
yes, Jenna, the
waiting
grasslands
for
is
it
quite
to
the...
like tick over in my brain. I was like looking at the forest, I was looking at the wetlands, and then I was like, hang on a minute.
Yeah. The grasslands are both for the taking
Wide
in
open.
2 different boards. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, let's see what birds we managed to pull. I'm excited.
Oh, that Oriole's nice. For Alex. I'm not sure when that went down.
Last turn sometime.
Yeah. Okay.
Last round, I should say, not turn. Yeah.
So that
Darn it.
did a little bit of work for you. He's been a really bad hunter for me in most of the games I played it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I got lucky at one point and
the Orclid,
not as lucky. Yeah. We'll see. I'm hoping that I get some good draws because I need to draw cards again and then play the birds. Yeah.
Still some pushing and shoving in the chat. Nice.
Yeah, they're gonna try to gamify every element.
Mm. Oh, they're getting restless because I haven't given them any kind of bells and whistles to play with, like people have on Twitch.
Yeah. Well, if you're ever wanting to listen and have like two screens open or something, just to the chat, you can check out I on the Wingspan tournaments under the media uh, thread. I put in the wiki trivia game that I was mentioning earlier. You
Mm-hmm.
can just open that up and see how long of a streak can you get, how many a time how correct of a timeline can you create for random events through history and for people's famous people in history.
We've only got 3 turns left, but who will take the 1 crown? We love a poll.
Yes, a good poll. Always room for.
Whoops, I didn't mean to vote. Or maybe somebody else did. Is BRT? Yeah, he got shoved into Pally's Grassland Ranger setup pretty early. That was Beans' fault.
Yeah, I couldn't risk that rock thrush coming back to bite me when I needed space on my board, so I was like, okay, goodbye.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What's the plan? I need to take food and I need to play my 2 birds. So let's take the food. Let's see. We can get some more wheat. That's gonna get re-rolled anyway. Might as well. Whatever. Might as well take nectar. Oh, only 1 worm. Lame. It's fine. The delay is currently over 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that.
Huh. Whoa.
Something
Oh,
going on with YouTube, I think. Everything looks fine on my OBS, so
I didn't know that, Deb, that I was one of the earliest people you played. That's awesome. I mean, I hope it was a good game.
that is cool. I love stories like that, that people that you sort of first interacted with on the server and how they sort of made an impression on you. It's cute. I love that.
Yeah, the number one thing that I've struggled with on the tournament server is just the ELO bot. It does hate me sometimes. And I'm like, I hope nobody I played with had like a bad memory of me just being slow with the bot because it kicked me out or told me I couldn't interact with it or something.
Yeah, I've had arguments with the bot. Don't worry.
These are some brutal, very brutal resets of the feeder. It's painful.
I
I'm
wanted
just
more
like,
seeds,
please.
and it did not give me more seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Don't suppose you want to run the wetlands again and give me a seed, Alex? I'd love that. Alright, what's Nectar doing? Okay. My points are very low at the minute. That's a bit concerning.
Wait, what is low in what do we do like the
I'm only on 73, which
hmm.
I would hope to be in the 90s by this point to get a good score.
But you still get the caches, right? So as long as you have food.
That's true. That's true. Um, I think this storm petrol's got to go down. There's no reason not to spend the nectar, right? Yeah, I've got like all the nectar. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, well, this time it's going to be 13 caches if I have the food, which I have. Oh, 13 plus the pigeon. So I'm not going to have enough food to max it all out, which is annoying. Wish I had one more turn.
Yeah. Where's the no points EOR when you need it? You know, like
Yeah, for sure. No,
I wish I had one more turn as well. But
I don't know. I think Alex and his 22 tuck bioweavers probably got this. If I'm, I don't know. You got your double teals. You double teal pabs.
yeah, we'll see. Like I that was why I kept all these birds in my hand. I was like, I got double pab and I got great grassland ranger. I'm like, I don't know. We'll
Beans
see
might
what
fill the
happens.
board. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. We will see. We will see. Yeah, it's an ornamental storm petrel. Look, he got me 2 extra points on my wetland population monitor. That was his job. I was using him for his star nest. Yeah. You just there to stand there and look pretty, buddy. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm maybe just barely gonna break 100, which is rough. I tried. We went full cash. Just needed a few more worms on the woodpecker, I think, and a few more seeds from the general reroll. Yeah, that kingfisher is a little bit temperamental, I think.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not
debating if I'm gonna have any luck with the nectar race in the forest.
it's not quite as good as the owlet, um, the forest owlet. I don't think.
The forest owlet's good, and so is the what is the other one? Oh my goodness. The
The
purple heron, that's the one that
purple
the
heron.
Terminator, I think, told me
Yeah,
about. It's really, really good, and not in the forest, but
yeah.
in the
We
wetlands.
need a definitive
Very solid.
ranking of the gambling powers, the new cards.
Yeah.
Okay, Deb likes the little cryptid boy. I've said it before, but I take issue with the color choice because
The art.
the white under his chin fades to the background, so it looks like he's got like a really skinny neck, and it makes him look like a cryptid.
Yep. Once you said that, I couldn't unsee it, Jenna.
Yeah,
It was
he's my little cryptid boy.
very haunting.
Yeah, that Bioweaver, that was pretty epic, really. It's put in a big shift.
Yep. I'm hearing all the Australian, like I'm hearing all the bird noises really well because again I had the music turned off for the stream,
Yeah.
and the sound of the Australian raven, it goes that was a perfect kind of like noise for me thinking about like the point situation.
Mm. Yeah, I won't get to max it. That's sad. Just one cash for the pigeon.
Okay.
Aw, Pally, you stole some nectar points from me in the forest. That's rude.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're
But
allowed.
you can probably get him back with the. Oh, thank you. You can get him back probably.
No, because cash nectar doesn't count.
Oh, it doesn't count?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm.
I was this whole time I had resigned myself. I was like, well, I tried.
Yeah.
That's really good to know, though.
No, it
Genuinely.
doesn't. Nope. No, the other teals, the like starling and the collared dove, they only count because you're discarding the food to take a tuck, whereas just straight cashing the food doesn't count.
I see. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I guess in the twisted logic of wingspan, that makes sense, to be fair. All right. It's
Alrighty.
the final countdown. I don't know the answer yet, so we'll see.
We'll see.
I don't expect to have anything too.
Ooh, lots of bird points from beans. Bonuses and rounds. Oh, I did poorly on that. No eggs. Oh, the tucks are going to come in from Alex.
Yeah, those
Aw,
tucks. Yeah.
Swainson's Hawk 8 Loggy. Yeah. Oh, that was tight. Oh,
Yeah,
I thought Alex had that, but Beans, hell yeah.
yeah, yeah, that was tight. I did not see the bonuses coming through for Beans as hard as he did, but of course you had behaviorist, right, Beans? So good job, GG.
So we've got fishery and diet specialist, citizen scientist to blank, but the winter feeder. Okay, interesting. So some of the extra food coming through and the sacred kingfisher helping with that. And yeah, even some more riches in their hand. Alex had forest population, yeah, and mechanical max, nice, and just a 4-point ecologist, very nice. But yeah, that bioweaver, very good showing. And Pally, 8-point grassland ranger. Look at that, good stuff. Fishery,
Yeah, the
course,
fishery
copied.
manager. Oh, you did.
Oh,
Oh,
so
yeah,
Beans
yeah.
copied your fishery manager. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Nice, but yeah, interesting. And a 5-point site selection. Yeah, well done. So the cassowary helped with that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yep.
minus
That's why I was surprised
9
at the.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that you guys were fighting valiantly for like the nectar battle, but if you have like a solid forest, it's tough.
Yeah, I just didn't find many
and you
good
guys,
grassland birds because I didn't dig hard enough. I didn't really have a wetlands, so yeah, I just kind of dealt with what I
had a very lucky opening hand. That the two pabs and the opening hand really pushed me hard to just get them down.
Yeah, some really interesting like different directions that we all sort of took with the game. So yeah, very cool, very interesting game. Alrighty.
Yep.
Well, thank you everybody. I am at about pumpkin time. It's 1:30 a.m. so I'm gonna call it at the 90-minute stream. But yeah, thank you very much for coming. We had a really lively chat, jostling for the crowns. And we had the poll. Nobody had faith in Monate, but Determinator has taken it out. And in fact, Beans has come second, put it up there, and Scotswood third. So Alex dropped right down. So that was fun. Anyway, coming up next, let's have a look. We've got, if I go in, oh, I never saved that. Okay, so the conservation links are now in the description because I don't think I saved that before, what we were talking about before with a few different organisations. The Kiwa Centre, NYC Bird Alliance, BirdLife, and Bush Heritage was the Australian one I was looking at. And looking ahead, next week, I believe, is Mr. Zobi-Wan Kenobi, I believe. Let's have a look. Content. I should have had this open before, but I didn't. Yeah, Zobi. Zobi on July the 9th for me. At what time? 11 a.m. So that's July the 8th, which would be the Tuesday night. Yeah, so next Tuesday night. So not too far away. We will be having Zobi here. And I don't know if he wants me to spoil our plans or not, but let's do it. We're going to be doing a bit of a fun, like memeing on the fly, kind of a thing is the concept. So there will be memes. Prepare yourselves, strap yourselves in. And Jay has come in late. But yeah, thank you for everyone. That was a fun stream. Thank you to Pally. Big
thank you for having me.
Big claps for Pally. Thank you for coming along. And thank you to Beans and Alex for playing the multi with us as well. And very well done to Beans for taking that out. Good game.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Good luck, everybody.
Bye,
Good
everyone.
night. Bye-bye.
Thanks very much. Bye.